All right, welcome. It's Indisputable. Breaking down news of the day with me is me. Yep, just me. All right, joining us in the bullpen, none other than Carrie Sheffield, Senior Policy Fellow, Independent Women's Forum. We're gonna chop it up about woke culture. So according to Ms. Sheffield, she believes that corporations being woke are losing money, and that somehow being socially responsible is antithetical to your economic forecast. So we'll talk about that in much detail on the program. Should be an interesting debate. Top story of the day. There's a GOP congressman, all right, who decided to post a gun picture with him and his family days after the Michigan school shooting. Let's show a picture of the congressman and his family. That's Representative Thomas Massie. He's the leader of that family. And this picture has been criticized by people on the left and the right. But I need to make some proclamations here today to highlight the hypocrisy of those on the right calling this out. Now, naturally, people are saying, wow, how insensitive. Days after a mass shooting of children, of kids, a United States congressman posts this picture. Put the picture up again. Okay? Days after the murder of children. And remember the nuance of the story. The parents purchased the gun for the alleged killer. Okay? And he decided to post this picture. And the caption said, and I quote, "Merry Christmas, P.S. Santa, please bring ammo." Wow. Wow. One person responded and said, "I'm pretty sure that's what Ethan Crumbley said. Maybe you should talk to the parents of these murdered children and the victims who survived to see if they think this is cute. Tate, Madison, Hannah, and Justin." So let me give you some background to this story. On Saturday, Representative Thomas Massie, Republican out of Kentucky, posted a holiday-themed family photo to his Twitter account. The image featured a decorated Christmas tree, Massie's smiling wife and kids, and 7 guns that appear to be of mixed semi-automatic rifles and machine guns. "Merry Christmas," he wrote, "Santa, please bring ammo." Massie shared the photo, okay? This came directly from his Twitter account. Massie shared the photo less than 1 week after prosecutors charged 15-year-old Ethan Crumbley for allegedly killing 4 people and wounding 7 at his high school in Oxford, Michigan. The deadliest shooting this year in a school. That timing, mixed with a jarring visual, evoked a barrage of criticism from Massie's fellow lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, as well as from gun advocates. Massie's last brush with public condemnation came in August when he wrote another tweet comparing vaccination mandates to the Holocaust. So this guy is a well-trained provocateur. This is what he does. This is part of his legislative agenda to create all of these social responses in the midst of a crisis. Parkland father, I thought this was a very solid response and definitely came from the heart. Parkland father Greg Gutenberg, who lost his daughter, okay? Who lost his daughter Jamie in the shooting, replied directly to Massie's post. "Since we are sharing family photos, here are mine." And he wrote it above his last photo of his daughter and another of her grave, okay? Now we talk about guns a lot in this country. This gun culture has gone extreme. We don't have a gun culture, we have a gun fetish. We have a gun God complex. It's not just a gun culture. There are other nations that have somewhat of a gun culture. I mean, people are familiar with weapons, guns, etc. But in the United States of America, it's quite different. We have a gun fetish And if you don't want to define it as a fetish, define it as a gun God complex. And let me explain what I mean by that. There are many people in this country, they equate God, country, and guns at the same level. Now, what do you call that? You call that a gun God complex. They feel as if their right to self-defense, which, by the way, it is a natural right to defend yourself from somebody trying to attack you. Anybody has that right, it's natural. They feel as if that natural right to defend yourself is connected to this very unnatural thing known as a gun. They have combined both in these United States of America. Well, instead of condemning gun God culture or these gun fetishes, many have promoted it, protected, and continue to proclaim it. Well, the reality is, for those on the right in particular who are now calling out Massey, they're part of the problem. They're part of the issue that allows a Massey to think this is okay. All right. So for those on the right in particular, we don't accept your fake outrage, because every time one of these school shootings happen, you all are the ones who stopped legislative policy from being passed that actually would have or could have changed the reality of future shootings. Maybe stopped them, limited them, but you did nothing. You blocked common sense progressive action in order to get something done. All right, next story. This was really horrific, okay? A cop terrorizing a 64-year-old black man who was simply telling the cop the right thing. Let me go to the first video.
Right now. Don't put your hands on me. You're out. What are you doing? You're supposed to de-escalate. How is this de-escalating? How the f is this de-escalating, dog? What are you doing? What's your badge number? Badge number, bitch. For what? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why is he under arrest? Why is he under arrest? He did nothing. He did nothing for this.
Why are you putting your hands on me?
Why? How?
For what? For what? For what?
Watching that cart's not enough for you?
No, I'm not.
Watching that shopping cart's not enough for you?
What? Why is he obstructing?
No, you escalated the situation. You escalated the situation and you made this happen. It's clear. It's clear as day. You escalated the situation. It's two people having a conversation with each other and you decided to escalate the situation by shoving him.
Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. I didn't touch him.
So if they don't kiss the ring, they're arrested. If they don't kiss the ring, they're arrested, basically, right?
Let me go.
If they don't kiss the ring, they're arrested. Other,
Let me go.
He was in the store.
Let me go.
He was in the store. He was harassing me.
Let me go.
I told him, like, yo, chill out, whatever.
All I said,
Came over here. He was trying to touch a
you keep your hands off. That's all I do.
Officer, you're not de-escalating.
You gotta keep your hands off of him.
What is going on between you? It don't matter.
Nothing happened?
No, nothing happened. Grab this stuff. Nothing happened.
Did he pay for his stuff? Yes.
Yes, he paid for
You
it.
don't put your hands on me.
We're gonna go talk outside.
Literally, you have a black male who's standing up for others, making a statement about the inappropriateness of this cop getting mad and then tackling and fighting and trying to arrest him. A woman stepped in. She stepped in and was able to de-escalate, was able to separate the victim from his attacker, who happens to be a cop. Now you would think, okay, that's it. No, there's more. Here's what happened when they went outside.
I told you, don't put your hands on me. That's all I said. I didn't put my hands on me.
I'm right here.
You should have put your hands on me.
You two started fighting.
We weren't fighting. We was talking. We weren't pushing. We didn't touch each other. I just said, don't put your hands on me. You cannot put your hands on me.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. Not without just reason. I didn't cuss at you.
Officer, come on. You literally escalated the situation. They were talking to each other. No pushing happened until you pushed them. No one pushed anything until you pushed them.
You pushed me.
I was standing right there. No one pushed anyone until you pushed them, officer. Come on.
My shoulders. No. You know, man, what's wrong with you?
Hey, bro, what's your name? Tell me your name.
Yeah. Troy Lee Billups.
Troy Lee Billups?
Yes.
Spell your last name for me.
Billups.
All right.
What are you arresting for? For what? I didn't
That's
do
Officer
nothing.
K. Lang, I believe.
I didn't do nothing. All I did is told him don't touch the kid.
Back up. Yes, you are.
Now they're interfering because they typing up. I didn't do nothing.
Back up.
And you know I didn't do nothing.
That Officer K. Lang,
What's
right
gonna
there.
beat me up?
Officer Lang,
What you
right
gonna do,
there.
kill me?
Escalated the
Gonna kill
situation.
me?
Officer Lang escalated the situation. This man was having a conversation with someone else. No pushing, no shoving, no physical interaction occurred until Officer Lang initiated the physical action as seen in this video.
You're terrible.
Okay.
Good job, by the way, of the citizen who saw injustice and decided to record and also provide good context, a proper narrative of what was happening. I got background on the cop and everybody else. So the cop's name is Christopher Lang. Christopher Lang arrested the victim. The victim is Troy Lee Billups, all right? You're supposed to de-escalate. You're escalating the situation. The person in the recording said the officer, that was Officer Lang's modus operandi. It's how the Minneapolis police are trained in situations like this, according to the narrative. Let me show you a screenshot of how brutal this got when no one committed an act of violence or crime. That's how violent it got. Who's the criminal here? Who's the criminal in that shot? All Billups wanted was the officer not to touch the kid he was harassing. That's it. Literally, he said, don't touch the kid. That's what Mr. Billups wanted, right? Billups told the officer before he showed up that he wasn't fighting with the kid by having a conversation. The assault occurred immediately after this. According to WCCO, that's a radio station locally. They say a 64-year-old black man, Troy Lee Billups, was arrested and booked for what? The catch-all, right? Obstructing legal process with force by Officer Chris Lang around 6 p.m. December 1st. This matter has been referred to the Office of Police Conduct Review for evaluation, said police. Department policy and training continues to emphasize the importance of de-escalation efforts to stabilize and resolve situations when safe and feasible. Billups has been released without bail. A pretrial is scheduled for January 5th. And this is going to be followed by us right here at Indisputable, okay? So we'll see if they end up dropping these charges, which obviously they should drop them 100%. Let me take you to something that we should all pay attention to. You know how we have talked about the nation does not care about black murders or black missing young people or people, period, that are black or brown? We've talked about that, so we're gonna do something about it right here. We're gonna highlight something that should be highlighted. Benjamin Crump, Ben Crump is calling for an investigation into Jelani Day's death, all right? Let's put his picture up again. Okay? Civil rights attorney Ben Crump is calling for a proper investigation by the FBI into the death of this 25-year-old graduate student, Jelani Day, who he says may be the victim of a hate crime. Let me give you some background to this. During a press conference in Chicago on Friday, December 3rd, alongside Carmen Day, Jelani's mother, Ben Crump said they are demanding that the United States Attorney General instruct the FBI to investigate this matter as a hate crime investigation because nothing adds up. Day, a black male, was reported missing by his family. This was late August. Authorities said that the 25-year-old's body was discovered in the Illinois River days later. That was September 4th. A local coroner determined that Day died from drowning, although officials said the manner in which Mr. Day went into the Illinois River remains unknown. Day's brother, all right, said he was not convinced that the body he viewed was Jelani. Carmen Day has previously said she believes her son was murdered, and during the press conference emphasized that the family is, and I quote, losing confidence in local authorities. Now, Benjamin Crump says the case has not received anywhere near the resources or attention that the Gabby Petito case did, and that's true, it has not. And according to Zach Summers, a sociologist at Northwestern University, white people are much more likely to appear in news coverage as victims of violent crimes than people of color. He studied the coverage by 4 major news outlets compared with the FBI's national database of missing persons and found that white women are much more likely to be the subject of news coverage relative to their proportions among missing persons, and women in general were significantly more likely than men to be covered. Though white women make up about 1/3 of the national population, half of the articles in the data set are just about white females alone. Now, if somebody is missing, if somebody is murdered, that is a tragedy. There is no debate about that not being a tragedy regardless of race. It's a tragedy, period. But we will not commit the second tragedy of not highlighting properly those of other races on Indisputable. We will highlight them right here. So if you have information about this case or others, especially those that have not been publicized or in the media, make sure you do what you can do to bring justice and to bring closure to that family. All right, we stand with the family. We got more on the other side. It's Indisputable. Stick and stay. All right, welcome back. A lot of show left. Let's go to some of these comments. Before we get to the comments, let me remind everyone, TYT gifting, the holidays are approaching. Did you miss your chance for guaranteed shipping but still want to give the gift that helps promote progressive ideas? Well, consider giving the gift of TYT membership. Yep, with this gift, you are helping advocate for critical progressive policy objectives, including Medicare for all, higher wages, college for all, the Green New Deal, and putting an end to political corruption. Real simple, tyt.com/gift, tyt.com/gift. Also, don't forget about membership. Some people hit me up yesterday, day before yesterday, say, hey doc, I'm finally a member. Good. All right, we need more of you. Be a member. Your membership helps keep TYT sustainable and empowers us to fight for positive change around the world. Become a member today. Real easy, real simple. tyt.com/change, tyt.com/change. Be the change, all right? All right. Don't forget Joe Walsh, former US Congressman, joining Cenk today on the conversation, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. Where? tyt.com/live. Beautiful stuff. All right, let's read the comments. TYT member Lynn says, personally, I will find this congressman's card disgusting anytime, but totally inappropriate after this recent mass shooting. Yep. All right, Just Bianta Racist says, when someone sees this video and still question why black and brown people run from the cops, they're just willfully stupid. Exactly. YouTube super chat. Topher Barrow. Owning a firearm doesn't make you tough. Photographing yourself and your family brandishing those arms shows you live in fear. Yeah. I've always wondered, people that are just supposed to be real religious and real like Christian and spiritual, and I'm not that guy. I tell people all the time, God gave me a brain before he gave me a book. So I understand the art of protection, but these guys are so connected to God. Won't God just protect them? Anyway, that's just a question I've always had. They seem to be very fearful all the time. C3339409. If only a good guy with a gun can stop an active shooter, what happens when there's two or more different ones in the same place? Yeah, Lorraine Hart. Dear Dr. Richey, please give a 41st birthday shout out to my daughter Anna today. She got her anti-Karen shirt and wears it proudly. Love you. Well, Lorraine, first of all, I love you back. And happy birthday, Anna. And I'm glad you got your anti-Karen shirt. Now go out there and save the world. Bernie the Kiwi Dragon. Dr. Richey, speaking from the point of view of a foreigner, I don't know if I can express in words how insane I find US gun fanaticism. Some of the YouTube comments I come across look cultishly brainwashed. They don't look it, brother, they are. They are brainwashed. All right, it's not just the look. All right, Twitch. Oh, thank you, Lisa Egan. The doctor's more than enough, all on his own. A one-man oracle of knowledge, morals, wisdom, and all-around kindness. Rock on, doctor. Well, listen, most people will give you 3 out of 5 of those, all right? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish a Karen would.
You want to call the police on them for having a barbecue on a Sunday.
I feel free! Back off!
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
I was in the military. Laugh at me, go for it.
Okay, give me $100 then.
I'll give you $100. Like, seriously, I barely scratched your car. Are you kidding me? Like, I barely scratched your car. If you're still calling the cops, so I'm not gonna pay you $100, so.
But it could be.
I barely scratched your car. I could buff that out with my tongue. Here, I'll just call the cops right now. It's fine. We have no damage to either vehicle. They're gonna be like, who hit who?
Just give me your insurance.
No, I'll just call the police. It's fine.
Okay.
She's leaving.
Oh, call the cops.
She's gonna get hit. She's gonna get hit. She's gonna get hit. She's gonna get hit.
You want me to call 911?
Yes, call 911.
Anytime a person tells you they can buff out a scratch with their tongue, that may not be the person you want to trust in a accident scenario to get back in their vehicle. Now, I'm from a place where I knew exactly what was about to happen, okay? When the young lady, the Karen in this story, when she started backing away after she said she would pay $100 and went in her wallet as if she was going to find $100 and never produced $100, said that she was in the military, said that she can use her tongue to buff out the scratch, said it was barely a scratch there. All of these excuses, lies, I tell you, lies. If she was being authentic, one of them would work. I mean, did she try to actually pay the $100? Did she try to actually buff out the scratch with her tongue? I feel bad for the person that got hit because obviously they did not see this coming. Let's put up a screenshot of this particular Karen. This is a different kind of Karen. This is literally a Karen trying to make a small deal out of a big deal by making a big deal about it being a small deal. You see how that works? This is totally different than our normal Karenicity, but it still fits. Congratulations, you played yourself, Karen. You're my Karen of the day. And that Karen, however, has nothing on OG Karens in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, double dose.
You want to call the police on them for having a barbecue on a Sunday.
I feel free! Back off!
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
But
Car, my daughter has to get in. He won't move his car. My daughter has to get in. Move it. You parked it too close.
You
heard me. When you open that door,
does she do this a lot? Car. Is she okay?
No, she's fine. The car is parked too close to her car.
Do you see your tire? Let's get serious. Let's get serious. You see the line that separates these? Now come over here. Come over here. Come on. This is just for fun. This is just for fun. No, come here. Look. Just for fun. Look. And then look at this.
Look, your tire is right on that white.
You need to stay within the lines.
So do you. So do you.
But look, I'm perfectly between the lines. Look, oh, I'm actually hugging this side a little too much.
I'll take a picture.
Yeah. Pero estás loca. Oh. En español, por favor.
Don't call women crazy. You're crazy. Look at you. You old bitch. Driving a car like that. You're not happy, man. You're an old fart. You're too old to be driving a car like that. It's too big for you.
I'm in this.
Yeah, I bet you are. Look and you drive like it.
This is something
you drive
original.
like it, you little tiny.
This is
so you
original.
need that. That is your kid.
No.
You proud of your old, but it's your car. It ain't you. Yeah, can't get it up. Viagra my ass. You stupid. Now you're getting off fighting with a woman?
No, I'm not
fighting.
fighting.
You're getting off fighting with a woman, you little.
I'm not fighting
son
at
of
all.
a bitch. Go on, man, because I'll take you down, you son of a bitch, anytime.
Guys, am I wrong for kind of liking the style of this Karen? I know she's a Karen. I know that. I know what she said was horrible, it was mean, and she was using so much profanity, we had to beep out a lot of it. I get it, but damn, that was skillful. The way this Karen, sometimes you don't have to like the person engaged to understand the skill set required to do what they do. This is a skilled OG Karen, okay? You saw how all of the insults just flowed off of her tongue. No effort whatsoever. And then at the end, she told him, I will kick your ass. Cherry on top. Karenicity 101. OG Karen showing other Karens how to do it, all right? Okay, we got more on the other side. It's indisputable, stick and stay. Welcome back, it's indisputable. We got a lot of show left. Let's get to some of these amazing comments. Thank you all for always being ready to opine, all right? T1T member, Colorado Blue Blazer Regular says, it looked rather cold. Maybe she should have used her tongue. A Christmas Story would have had an awesome sequel. Yeah, Crank Ray Souffle. Even a leopard printed Karen won't change her spots. JMD, my Wish a Karen Wood shirt just arrived. Merry Christmas to me. I tell everyone about Wish a Karen Wood segment all the time. Awesome, thank you for that. YouTube super chat. Judy Mayorder says, what is wrong with all these people? They need to go home and fight with hubbies, or maybe their hobbies are glad they are, or hubbies are glad they are not home. But I'm so sorry. People feel so angry. No peace, no joy, no smiles. Yeah. Twitch about drunk Karen. I think this is Schmoopy Dragon. Nice. Months later, and I'd have thought we'd run out of Karen videos by now, yet here we are. Sad to report, we're gonna never run out of Karen videos, ever. All right. Phoenix 32778, Doc, this woman forgot she spent all her money at the bar getting drunk. When she saw she was broke, she ran, LOL. I mean, she seemed authentic. I thought she was really going to pull out maybe $100 bill, $250, $520s, however, right? And you're right, you're probably right. She thought she had that money in her wallet, but she knew what she did have. She had that car running. She was not mistaken about that reality. The car was ready to go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very dangerous. Governor Desantis, okay, he's dangerous by himself, but now he wants his own private police. I kid you not. He wants his own private police. Here's the clip.
Are not encumbered by the federal government and don't require federal government. So I'm going to be recommending in the budget $3.5 million to reestablish the Florida State Guard. The Florida State Guard will act as a civilian volunteer force.
The man wants to create his own private police. He's calling them the Florida State Guard. Adversarial to the federal government basically is what they're trying to create a group to be. Let me give you some background to this. So the governor has put forth a proposal to reinstate a state-run paramilitary force that would lead as opposed to the federal government, okay? Desantis, a Republican, asked state lawmakers to fund the establishment of what he is calling the Florida State Guard to assist with, and I quote, state-specific emergencies. This force of 200 selected volunteers would, and I quote, not be encumbered by the federal government. The governor said if the $3.5 million plan goes ahead, Florida would gain a state-run force alongside its National Guard, which is jointly funded by the federal government and the state. So here's what he's doing. He's creating a de facto private police force under his leadership and direct control. Because the standing guard that's already there, well, it's a joint effort between the federal government and the state government, which means because of that joint funding directive, the federal government has authority, has some level of tactical and practical authority over their regular guard. So he's creating a new guard called the Florida Guard, all right? And once again, he says they was served next to the National Guard. Desantis said the state guard would be deployed to deal with the aftermath of natural disasters, such as hurricanes that routinely hit Florida. Although these troops could be put to other tasks, okay? He said, and I quote, "We want to make sure that we have the flexibility and the ability needed to respond to events in our state in the most effective way possible," Desantis said. That will require us to have access and be able to use support in ways that are not encumbered by the federal government or don't require federal government. You see what he's doing, right? This is not about hurricanes in Florida. They've always had hurricanes in Florida. This is not about hurricanes. This is about protest. This is about Black Lives Matter rallies. This is about vaccine mandates and protocols. This is about being antithetical to the US government. That's what this is about. This is about DeSantis launching his presidential campaign by showing his base that he is willing to create his own military force, his own private police, to stand adversarial to the systems and the rules of government as we know it. This is what he's doing. All of this combined into one action. He's only requesting 3.5 million, but he's going to request more. They will amend it if he gets it. He will increase it if he gets it. This is your prototype. Mark my words on the show today. If DeSantis is able to do this, other states will follow in a massive way. Already, there are other states that have a similar program that serves alongside of his National Guard. DeSantis is about to put that program on steroids and actually make them active. You basically are going to deputize paramilitary groups to work for the state of Florida. That's what's happening here. That's what DeSantis is doing. That's his goal. Florida had this set up in 1941 to fill in for National Guard members. 1941. This was to fill in for National Guard members fighting in World War II, okay? It was disbanded in 1947. It was disbanded for a reason. Florida will become the 23rd state with the National Guard. In 2015, Greg Abbott, the Republican governor of Texas, used the state guard there to monitor federal military exercises in his state amid a baseless rumor that the federal government was nefariously using Walmart supermarket parking lots to establish military control. It was insane, it was ridiculous, it was untrue, but we actually had government action due to the big lie back then. Some say this reaction to the federal requirement for National Guard members to receive the COVID-19 vaccine, that this is a reaction to that requirement. Desantis has not come out against vaccines for military members, but has been against vaccine mandates within his own state. Very sad. We'll keep an eye on it, but it will develop as it develops, okay? All right. There's a white supremacist who gets mad because a company, a restaurant, has a Black Lives Matter sign. Why get mad? You can just keep walking and not engage as a consumer. You don't have to be a customer. But this is what this particular white supremacist decided to do. Here it is.
Can you leave? Nothing to do with anything. I'm white. Got nothing to do, bro. I'm white. Nothing to do with anything. You're making an ass of yourself, bro. An ass of yourself. You're gonna go to jail, bro. You break my.
Oh my. Ándele. ¿Quién le manda?
Ansiedad, angustia, desesperación.
I'm so glad they did not allow that rude, racist individual to stop their fun that night. Now remember, this was all because of a Black Lives Matter sign being displayed at this particular establishment. Chula Vista is the area. This is in California. Now, I highlight that to highlight something else. That's a microcosm. Let me give you the bigger picture here. Remember when it became sexy? You remember, it became sexy to help Black people, to support the movement of Black lives, right? Corporations became woke. And they were guaranteeing all of this money. It's time to stand up, fight the good fight. Well, I'm glad that there are restaurants and businesses and corporations who are now speaking the same language about doing something. But let me look under the hood and see exactly what they have done. To date, America's 50 biggest public companies and their foundations collectively committed at least $49.5 billion since George Floyd's murder last May to address racial inequality, an amount that appears unequaled in sheer scale. Now, some people will celebrate that, right? Wow, look at all of that money being pledged. Look at all of these Fortune 500 companies jumping on the bandwagon for social responsibility, for equity, for justice, for criminal justice reform. Yeah, seems good, right? Okay, let me bring your attention to Colin Kaepernick before I move on. Colin Kaepernick, why did he take a knee? Colin Kaepernick took a knee to bring awareness to Black and brown people unarmed being killed by the police. He specifically said, here's why I'm taking a knee. Now, he could have taken a knee for other things, but he took a knee for that. That's what he took a knee for. He stood up for Black and brown people. And then he was ousted, fired basically de facto from the NFL. And they said, oh no, it's not about him taking a knee. No, that's not why we're doing this, no. Now remember how many players in the NFL took a knee when they were praying to white Jesus after they made a touchdown. They took a knee, right? It's not about the knee. If Colin Kaepernick would have taken a knee to bring awareness that we need more funding for cancer research, which we do, if he would have taken a knee for that, do you think he would have been told, you gotta go, you gotta leave, you can't work in the NFL? Nope. It wasn't that he took a knee, is my point. It was about what he took a knee for. He had the audacity to take a knee for black and brown people. It's about what he took a knee for. Now, some of you won't like the next statement I'm making, I'm okay with it. Jay-Z got involved. Before Jay-Z made his deal with the NFL, Jay-Z would do concerts with Colin Kaepernick t-shirts. He would talk about it on his social media. And I love Jay-Z. Been a Jay-Z fan from day one. But I gotta be truthful here. When Jay-Z got involved, Jay-Z coordinated with the NFL and they donated a lot of money by way of concerts that Jay-Z coordinated himself, and they donated a lot of money to good charities. To good charities. Charities that needed the money. How many of those charities actually addressed what Colin Kaepernick took a knee for? Zero. Not one. Not one. And we believed that the NFL did something when they said, we're going to now fund these other nonprofits. Those nonprofits should have been funded anyway. They really should have. But the reality is, the NFL was allowed to pivot away from what Colin Kaepernick wanted to bring their attention to. And the NFL used Jay-Z to accomplish it. To this day, the NFL still has not adequately addressed the platform that Colin Kaepernick was bringing to their attention. It gets deeper. Looking deeper, more than 90% of that amount, we're talking about pledged amount, 45.2 billion, is allocated as what? Loans and investments they could stand to profit from. We're talking about corporations in general. More than half in the form of mortgages. Two banks, JP Morgan Chase and Bank of America, accounted for nearly half of all of those commitments. So here's what they did, y'all. They said, hey, Black Lives Matter, we're gonna start making some real movement here. Let's give more loans with interest so we can make money off of it. They were not contributions as we were led to believe. Meanwhile, 4.2 billion of the total pledged is in the form of outright grants. Of that, companies reported just a tiny fraction, only 70 million, went to organizations focused specifically on criminal justice reform. The cause that sent millions into the streets protesting Floyd's murder by Minneapolis police officer, that cause received a fraction of the overall amount of money given due to the action and the movement for Black lives. Marinate on that. Corporations are smart. They're crafty, they're strategic. We have to keep holding them accountable. Okay, well, there's one corporation, Hershey's, right? Everybody enjoys a Hershey. Well, I gotta tell you, there's an Idaho Republican Community Leader who has freaked out because there's a Hershey commercial with black people in it. Here's the ad, here's some of it. That's a dope commercial to me. I enjoyed it. But there's somebody who did not. Yes, she's a Republican. Yes, she's a white person. Yes, she's a Karen as well. All right. The woman's name is Lisa Leslie, a local official for Idaho Lieutenant Governor Janice McGeachin, gubernatorial campaign person. Listen, put up the picture. That's Lisa. You see Lisa? Lisa had this to say about the commercial. Let's put it up. I don't support the new and improved Hershey's Christmas black only commercial, classic commercial, and they ruined it. And then she literally took a screenshot and put the black people, that includes a child, on her Twitter thread. Another Twitter user posted what appeared to be screenshots of deleted Instagram posts of her complaining about a black actress being cast as Annie in the NBC production of Annie Live earlier this year. Lisa complained on Instagram that she was disgusted to see her iPhone had added Juneteenth to her calendar. Guess we're on our way to be a black nation ahead, she wrote. Welcome to the new America. All right, let's put a picture up again. She looks harmless. I mean, bring it back to me. You know, a lot of people focus on Donald Trump, and he's a problem, of course. But you know the bigger problem? The people that work with you 9 to 5, the folks that teach your children, the people that will adjudicate your court cases, those that pull you over for a simple traffic stop. The people you interact with on a regular basis, that your children interact with. Because they are there, they are personified. Their belief system and structures and values are adversarial to what you believe. And they seem normal, they look normal until it starts to come out. As of Sunday, Lisa no longer is affiliated with the campaign of the Ohio Lieutenant Governor Janice McGetchen's gubernatorial campaign. Listed in her Twitter bio, her tweets were also protected. She lists herself as anti-vax local leader. It is unclear if she is still affiliated with the campaign, all right? Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Let me remind everyone, TYT gifting, all right? Holidays fast approaching. If you do not get your order in time to guarantee shipping before Christmas, here's what you can guarantee. Gift someone a TYT membership. With this gift, you are helping advocate for critical progressive policy objectives, including Medicare for all, higher wages, college for all, and the Green New Deal, and putting an end to political corruption. All right, tyt.com/gift. Also, if you're not a member, become a member. I don't know what you're waiting on. tyt.com/change. Your membership helps keep TYT sustainable and empowers us to fight for positive change in the world. By becoming a member, you are part of the change machine, okay? All right, and don't forget the conversation today at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Former US Congressman Joe Walsh is joining Cenk today. All right, should be great. tyt.com/live. Let me read some of these comments. TYT member Just Be Anti-Racist says, doctor's looking extra sharp today with his well-groomed stash, thank you. Next TYT reporter, secret police, you mean like the SS in Germany during the Holocaust? Almost like they are setting up for fascism. Yeah. Jambo Gino. So she admits the commercial is new and improved, but hates it anyway? Something tells me that she only likes white chocolate. Sometimes that's totally the opposite. Let me just put that there. And Greyhound Dragon. No, she doesn't look harmless. She looks like a Karen. Super chat, YouTube. Kevin says, Desantis, Death Santis, very own brown shirts. Move out now, Floridians. Reyes Guerra. The Desantis force will be the farm team for Trump's brown shirts. Twitch, Nick Wax, volunteer. Why is there a $3.5 million budget for a volunteer program? I had the same question, but it looks like they're actually going to have some level of compensation, probably called a stipend, and uniforms and that kind of stuff. So I had the same question, by the way. Let's go. Mike Boy raps. Sometimes all those racists want to do is kill the vibe, and you can't let them. Make sure you take care of yourself, take care of each other, and take care of the planet. The conversation is next. Remember, the truth is always indisputable. Welcome to Indisputable. I'm your host, Dr. Rashad Richard. We got a lot happening today. What do we do on this show? We tell the truth. You know why we tell the truth? Because the truth is simply indisputable.
Rashad, great to be here. Congratulations on the new show. And I gotta let everybody know that Rashad and I go way back.
People still need health care, so I won't stop. People still need criminal justice systems reform throughout this country, so I won't stop, and you won't stop either.